Right. Very good evening, everybody. So, Sunday's game could have been better. It could have been. Sadly, it wasn't. And I wrote down bits of the game and then I lost internet connection. So, I wasn't able to do the full match. I only got up to half time. But Newcastle United, we did score first. But we couldn't keep control of the ball. We couldn't even keep hold of the ball. And I don't know what it is. Is it the fact that we had just played in the UEFA Champions League? I don't know. But I do know this much. I was glad on Sunday that I didn't have any neighbours around us because I spent most of the time shouting at the TV. That's how terrible we were. And mistakes were constantly made, unlike our players. Harvey Barnes had a cracking ball, and I was thinking to myself, come on, let's push. But that push just did not materialise. It was as if Brentford had us in their back pocket, and didn't matter what we tried to do. And there was one of the things which I saw, and I was like, oh, no. Years and years ago, when I used to play football, we had shin pads. Now, you're probably thinking along that same lines yourself. The shin pads we used to use in the 70s and in the 80s. Footballers, they don't do that anymore. They have a shin pad which is tiny. It's minute. And Joe Linton was getting lumps kicked out of him. But he wasn't the only one. Others were as well. But Joe Linton came off, Jacob Ramsey came on. And I was praying. Honestly, seriously, I was praying Newcastle could find a second and a third gear. And I honestly, I threw my arms up into the air and went, what? When they equalised. They had the better chances. And no matter what we did, it just didn't work. Now, luckily, we have time to recoup, international break, and this reminds me, this whole scenario, it reminds me when I did the song, Are You Brave Enough? Because that's what Newcastle United need. They need to be brave enough. And what I saw on Sunday, nowhere near. It was as if they were scared to touch the ball. Passes in midfield, we didn't have a midfield. Brentford were all over it. And I lost internet connection during half time, and I was like, you're leaving me with nothing to watch apart from BBC, ITV, and I was like, terrible nightmare. Yeah. Plus, other pressure upon pressure upon pressure. Now, my hope is this: during this international break, apparently our players who were going to the international break, some of them aren't. So that's a godsend in case they get injured. And I can't give you a figure of a Newcastle United player for, out of 10, because not one of them, well, Harvey Barnes and Nick Voltemade, okay, 6 for trying. But we got to be better. We have to be better. And where we sit at the moment, I think that's 14th. Simply not good enough. There is a bonus. Yes, there is a bonus. And that bonus is, instead of going through the Xbox to watch football or anything sport related, I'm going to be on the big television in the sitting room, which means I'm going to have to pay to get Now TV, and hopefully for early kickoffs and Champions League, fingers crossed, do that on the Xbox. But I'm thinking of paying through the rest of this month Now TV onwards into the new year, because I'm absolutely gutted. I mean, the shouting I was doing on Sunday was just unbelievable. And it's like the players didn't even know what to do. So, yeah, back to the drawing board again. How many times are this going to happen with Newcastle United, where we let teams in when we've put the ball in the back of the net? Where it should be, you put the ball in the back of the net, you wait for them to attack, nick the ball off them, Sandro Tonali, Joe Linton or Bruno, and then get the ball to our wingers and hope and pray that Nick Voltemade sticks the ball in the back of the net. And he's under pressure too, because the service that he is getting must be better. For one of the biggest and tallest guys on the pitch. And another thing is the lad from Blythe, put himself in a silly position, getting a yellow card early on. Now, sadly, I can't say anything about the second half because I haven't even got round to watching Match of the Day due to migraines. So I've missed even their goals. But I saw enough at half time. And I was extremely frustrated because yes, we're doing well in the Champions League, but the Premier League, that's your bread and butter, man. So, the hope is, as we move forward, our players pick their socks up, roll their sleeves up, and are prepared to put in a shift. And if we do, in these games coming up, score a goal, keep the damn ball. Don't let the opposition break us down. Otherwise, we're just going to keep sliding. That's not fair on the fans. It's not fair on Eddie Howe. And it's up to the players at the end of the day. Which is why I wrote the song, Are You Brave Enough? Because in the Premier League, that's what you've got to be. You've got to be greedy. You've got to put the ball in the back of the net to win games, to move up the league. And although I did shout a lot during the game, there was nobody complaining, banging on the door saying, all right, keep the noise down. I was really, utterly gobsmacked and frustrated. And I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, that Newcastle United start picking points up. And we've also got a derby not far away, and we know where they are. So let's stop the rot and stop it now and start to pick up points and climb the table. Now, there's another video coming straight after this one has been uploaded. My apologies for not being and doing my normal 11:30 and 7 p.m. It's just there's a lot of stuff going on. So I hope to see you all in the next. And what I'm waiting for is our club, Newcastle United, to show the fans we can climb the league. We must climb the league. And do it, the faster we climb the league in the remainder of November, we know the Christmas time, that's going to be packed. I want to pick up points, not just this month, next month as well. I believe it can happen, but it's up to the players. It's up to them. They're the ones who Eddie Howe picks. So, thank you all, and see you in the next video where we're talking on a different subject. So thank you very much, and hopefully, fingers crossed, shortly, 11:30 live and 7 p.m. live will return. Thanks for watching.